Hi, my name is Matthew Belisario. Thank you for coming by the Belisario Sonic YouTube channel. As always, coming to you from the heart of the Deep South on the outskirts of Birmingham, Alabama. We're talking about records and doing extraordinary record reviews for extraordinary listeners out there. And I've got a fantastic record to review for you guys today that I'm going to play, as always, some tracks off of this 2 LP set that I think is just absolutely wonderful. And this is why I say it never gets old playing great standards. This is an incredible hard-bop record with a stellar lineup that if you like bop, hard-bop, you're going to really dig this album. Beautiful 2 LP set, Smoke Sessions label. The recording sounds fantastic, but more importantly, you've got just an incredible lineup and incredible tunes on here. This is where I like to see Brad Mehldau play. So you've got, let's talk about the lineup first. Al Foster, of course, on drums, the great drummer that passed away last year on May 28th, no longer with us. And unfortunately, he died before this record could come out. This record was recorded January of 2025. It's an all-star birthday celebration of the late, great Al Foster at the Smoke Jazz Club. And this sounds fantastic, but more importantly, the playing on this is absolutely wonderful. Now, what I really like on here is you've got a lot of great interplay between these musicians on here. So let's talk about the lineup. First of all, you've got Al, of course, on drums, an incredible drummer, and he just swings here and he's intense. And you've got Chris Potter on here. And of course, Chris Potter, one of these saxophone players that can play in any type of jazz style, and a lot of times plays in a little more modern and contemporary and perhaps things that are more post-bop. Here, I love what he's doing, and I really get excited when you've got him playing back and forth with a pianist like Brad Mehldau, who is just, I would say, one of today's greatest pianists. One thing that's really cool about Brad Mehldau is that he can play in any genre, classical music. He can play, solo piano. He takes Beatles tunes and turns them into standards, and he doesn't do it cheesy. He does a really good job with stuff like that. More importantly, Brad is a great bop player, and you get to hear that on this record. And that's kind of where Brad when he released a lot of his earlier records, a lot of them were more bop related than perhaps his later stuff. And of course, Brad's a great composer. He writes, great tunes and great compositions. But here we get to see him shine, playing just great tunes. Some of these, most of these are actually standards on here with the exception of like 3 or 4 tunes. So you get to hear Brad in a really cool place playing some really cool bop phrasing, and you really hear something unique and something fun and something very intense. Also, you hear the rhythm section, of course, Al Foster, but you also have him playing with a great bass player, Joe Martin, who is probably the least known of all 4 of these, but nonetheless really complements these guys well and is absolutely fantastic here. So the tunes, you've got 2 LPs. This is a beautiful gatefold. Nice pressing. And great picture here. But this was recorded, again, in January of 2025. It's a recent pressing here. I think this came out at the beginning of 2026. I think it's got a 2025 date on it. But I picked this up at about 2 months ago and been listening to it both here at my little jazz Kisa here and also in my car. And it's a great listen. I'm very familiar with the record. So I'm going to pick some of my favorite tunes off of this to play for you guys. Now, a little bit about Al Foster. I think it's worth going into a little bit of detail about his career. And you can go out and find some of his other records. He's played on a lot of records. He's played on a ton as a sideman. Of course, he's played with 12 albums with Miles Davis, 6 with McCoy Tyner. He's played with a lot of different legends like Tommy Flanagan, Joe Henderson, Frank Morgan, Cedar Walton, Art Pepper, Dave Liebman, and it's a long list of the people he's played with. He has 9 albums as a leader, but again, he's played with so many people over so many years, it's quite incredible. His career began back in the mid '60s when he played and recorded with Blue Mitchell and Illinois Jacquet. He began playing drums at the age of 13 and made his professional debut in 1964 with trumpeter Blue Mitchell, who formed a quintet that took up the residence at Minton's Playhouse in Harlem. He made his recording debut on Blue Mitchell's 1964 album, The Thing to Do, at the age of 20. So he started off young, recording with Blue Note, and has had an incredible career. He remained with Mitchell for 3 years and then went on to play gigs with a lot of other people, including pianist Larry Willis, trumpeter Hugh Maskela. He joined Miles Davis Group when Jack DeJohnette left in 1972 and played with Miles Davis until 1985. He says this about his playing. He said, "My father, who played bass, was my inspiration to want to play. There was always music around the house. An aunt gave me a practice pad when I was about 6 because I was always banging on the pots and pans at home. This was about a year after we moved to New York," he says, "from Richmond, Virginia, where I was born. I got my first set of drums when I was 10, and of course he never looked back." So let's go ahead and I'm going to play the first tune off of side A, which is fantastic, and it's actually a Chris Potter tune called Amsterdam Blues. It's a awesome tune. You've also got Wayne Shorter tune on here called ESP. We'll listen to that. You've got Pent Up House on here, which is Sonny Rollins' tune. There's a tune on here called Simone's Dance by Al Foster. You've got Unrequited by Brad Mehldau. Everything Happens to Me is on here, as well as Satellite, which is a John Coltrane tune. So you've got standards as well as originals. And there's a closer look at the front cover. I'll give you guys a closer look. There are the tunes. So let's go ahead and drop this on the turntable, which is going to drop on the RT85 with the Ortophon Blue. Fluence RT85 with the Ortophon Blue. We're going into a Denon receiver through my Vincenfo 701 phono stage into my JBL 4311Bs for you gear people out there, just so you know what I'm listening to this through. All right, here we go. Yeah. Really nice pressing, nice jacket, pretty good quality. Wonderful sounding recording. Recorded January 18th and 19th. It says a 2024. I think I misspoke earlier. I think I said 2025. So a little closer look at your production information there. Chris Potter there smoking. Comes the anti-static sleeve. Wonderful sounding record. Nice mix. Modern type mix with instruments and both speakers. Really nice fat warm bass sound there. Yeah. Yeah, for all you bop fans out here, this is definitely one you don't want to miss. Yeah. Nice. That's why I love hearing Chris Potter in this kind of environment. And then listen to Brad. A little bit of Yardbird. Yeah, nice. Yeah. Yeah, kind of giving a nod to that Yardbird Diz. Piano favors a little bit to the left. Yeah. Incredible playing. Yeah, nice. Again, this recorded live, but it sounds fantastic. Listen to the drums, the resonance off the drums here. Nice. Listen to the touch on the drums. Yeah. Nice. Right. So that's the first track. That was called Amsterdam Blues by Chris Potter. Next, we're going to flip it over. Awesome sounding record. Wonderful pressing. We're going to flip this over, and we're going with, of course, we got to play ESP, of course. Al playing with Miles Davis for so long. This is a wonderful version of ESP. Again, a wonderful sounding record. The pressing is pristine, no noise, and a nice three-dimensional live recording. Very lively, but yet it's nice warmth. You can crank this up, and it's not gonna, be fatiguing. Get this next record prepped up. Tunes on here are quite long. 2 tunes per side. All around 9 minutes to 11 minutes. So a lot of room for these guys to stretch out and really just freaking just play. Yeah. Nice. Yeah. Intense. Nice. Those are the drums. Yeah, it's so hard to. This is one of these records, and I've listened to this quite a few times, where you can't decide who you want to focus on and really listen to. They're just all playing just so intensely. And again, I wish we could hear these guys in this setting, Chris Potter and Brad Mehldau in this setting more often, because I love it. The bass. I mean, these guys just swing hard. And a nice mix too. I mean, this a live recording, but you really hear a nice separation. You hear all the instruments very clearly. Again, that piano favoring the left side. Hear the drums across both speakers. You hear the bass through both speakers. Again, it's nice and warm. Has a nice presence to it. This song is written by Wayne Shorter while he was in Miles Davis's band. So a lot of people like to think of it as a Miles Davis tune, but it's really written by Wayne Shorter during his time with Miles. He wrote the song. And of course, you guys know, if you're a Miles Davis fan, the album ESP. And again, Joe Martin smokes on this. I mean, a lot of dynamics on this recording. And again, the vinyl's quiet, so you can really enjoy it. Yeah. All right, we're gonna pull this off. We're gonna play one more tune for you guys before I go. Wonderful. And again, such a fitting tune, being that Al played for several, all those years with Miles, that they do this tune. I'm gonna close out here with the Sonny Rollins tune. And this one's called Pent Up House. All right. Again, we're playing this through my Fluence RT85 with the Ortofon Blue. We're going through my Vincent Foe 701 phono stage into my Denon receiver, and we're going into my JBL 4311B's speakers. All right, here we go with Pent Up House. Appreciate you guys joining me for another wonderful record, another one. If you're a Bop fan, you're going to want to add this to your collection. Love the gatefold with the great picture. Great liner notes on the back too, which I love. Pent Up House, a tune by Rollins, also appears on Foster's final studio album called Reflections. A lot of great improvisation. Again, there's your tunes. There's your production information. Yeah. Again, a great pressing. Listen to Brad behind Chris. Yeah. So what traditional jazz is all about right here. Yeah. Yeah, Chris is smoking on this. Nice. And of course, Brad coming in here just... Yeah. All the way he's playing with the time there. Yeah. Just what makes him so unique. Just to come up with that. Yeah. There's a lot to listen to across these two records. A lot of music. A lot of great improvisation. And you're just going to get repeated listening on this record for sure. I've listened to this at least a dozen times now, probably 10 or 12 times. Once you get so many records, you really, if you get new records in, they become repeated listening. That's really important to me. And a lot of the reviews that I'm doing are not only great records, but these are records that I like to bring out for people to play for them. And they're played regularly. So repeated listenability is really important to me. Nice. There's some records you pull out once in a while and listen to them. There's other records it's like, man, I want to listen to some great bop. And with this lineup again, where you can hear Chris and Brad playing in this environment with this great rhythm section, it's, to me, just a great, joyful listen. Again, just what a wonderful sounding recording too. Just the resonance of the instruments, the drums here. And it's something to be said too about how different drummers tune their drums and the tone, the sound that they get when they... A good drummer knows how to get good resonance off the drums. When you close your eyes, it's like you're sitting there. And again, this is a record you can crank up. Yeah. Appreciate you guys joining me. This is Pen Up House, Sonny Rollins tune. So there you have 3 of the 8 tunes that I played for you guys. Definitely know what you're getting. Wonderful record. A lot of music to listen to. Again, long tunes, 9, 10, 11 minutes. This is what traditional jazz is all about, in my opinion. Great stuff. Appreciate you guys joining me. Great pressing here again. Quiet pressing. You gotta love it.